Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Attempster. Today I'm going to be showing you how to save properties to a file in the Blender game engine. So this has been a highly requested topic, and so I thought I may as well go over it. Now this can be used for pretty much anything. The limit to you using this is basically what you do with your saved variables. So again, without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight on into it. So first of all, Blender game. GLSO and an animation frame rate of 60. Let's go up the top here, change it to game logic, and change the player name, the cube name, to player. Then over here we're going to add ourselves 3 properties. This one here is going to be male, the second one is going to be oranges, and the third one is going to be name. So let's just put p name. Alright, so the first one is going to be a boolean. This one will be an integer for the number of oranges, and this one here will be a string for whatever the player has put as his name. So let's click the I here for all 3 of them, go over to the render settings and choose debug properties. Alright, so if we press P, you should be able to see 3 properties in the top left hand corner. Alright, cool, so that is that done. Now what we want to do is on our player, let's add in some sensors. So this one here is going to be load, and this one here is going to be save. Load will be L and S will be save. Alright, cool, so minimize both of those, add 2 Python controllers, 1 for each, and join them in like so. Change them both to module as well. Now what we're going to do is go over here, make a new script, call this saveload.py, then up the top here, import BGE, and then what we're going to do is put in def for defining a function, save, then cont as round brackets, a colon, and then the next line. So in here we want to import in our properties, so properties, and let's in here go ahead and put in the first one, so male is equal to own male, and then go ahead and copy and paste that. And then let's go ahead and change them to oranges. So for both of those, oranges. So as you see, we are importing these properties in here. P-name, and then P-name over here as well. Alright, so enter twice. Next line, I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. And then in here, what I'm going to do is we need to go ahead and add a path location. So before we do that, let's go ahead and import in our save key. So save is equal to, save key is equal to cont.sensors, and then whatever we called it. So we just called it save, so let's just put save here. Alright, path is on the next line, which is bge.logic.expand path with a capital P, round brackets, quotation mark, 2 backslashes, another quotation mark, and a closing round bracket. Alright, and I think that should be about it. So if save underscore key dot positive, a colon, and to the next line, then what we're going to do is type in with, and then open, then the name of our text file. So before we do that, path plus, and then let's just do save.text for saving the text file. Now you'll notice we've put with and then opening up the path file. So that's right here, basically the directory path to the current .blend. So this will save in the same folder as the .blend file. Alright, so put all that in, then a comma afterwards, and then W for writing. Closing round bracket, and then as save file. Alright, colon and next line, and in here what we're going to do is type in savefile.write. Now, if you want to, you can just save this as a normal string. In fact, I'll just show you how to do that quickly now. And then just round it off like that. So this will just write this one line of text into our file. So let's go ahead and click save, and then press P and S. So if we didn't run into any problems, that should be fine. So it looks like we have run into a problem, and it is because we haven't typed anything in. So in here, let's go ahead and put saveload.save. Alright, and try that out again. P and S. Oh, S to save. Let's check for errors, and we do have a problem. So own is not defined. Let's go ahead and add it in here. Own is equal to cont.owner. Alright, and try that one more time. So in our folder, we should now have a save file, as you can see here. So wherever you save this file here, beside it you should have a new file called save. So let's open that, and we have one line of text as we put in here. So just to double check that this works, put in something else, P, S to save, and then if we close that and open it up again, there we go, there's the new text. Alright, so that does work, which is great. Now what we want to do is put in our other properties. So if you want to, you can put in all of these separately, but I'm going to do it all as one by formatting the string. So 0 for the first item, as I did before, 1, and then, squiggly line, 2. Then at the end, I'm going to put in dot format, round bracket, and in here we'll put in each piece of information. So for the first item, mail, str mail, to convert it to a string, comma, and then str oranges, then a comma, and just the p name, because that is already a string. Alright, so we need some closing brackets, I think. Let's go ahead, scroll out, and then a closing bracket, there we go, for the entire statement. And so now, if we did everything right, that should save. So let's set this to true, maybe 56 oranges, and the player name can be called Bob. So let's press P and S to save. Let's go over here and open up save, and there we go. We have all our information split up with a comma. Cool, so that's the saving part done. Let's go ahead and get the loading finished. So I'm going to zoom in here again. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste most of this. Control C to copy, then down a couple lines and go all the way to the start. Alright, Control V to paste, and in here we want to change this to load. That should be fine. We don't actually need these properties because we are assigning them. However, because we have a boolean, we have to import in the scene as well. So scene is equal to bge.logic.getCurrent scene, and then we're going to do player is equal to scene.objects, and then player. So this here is the name of our object, which we're getting the properties from. So there we go, that's that part done. Now what we need to do is, instead of save key, we want the load key, and then in here we're going to choose load as well. Again, load key down here, and open, instead of W for writing, we want R for reading, and let's also go ahead and change this to read file. Now this here we don't need, so we can delete all of that. Now what we want to do is we want to read the contents of the file. So let's go ahead and put in just lines is equal to, well, I guess we can just put in my file is equal to read file.read with closing round brackets because it's a function. So let's press enter. Next line, clean underscore lines is equal to my file dot split, and then we're going to split it by the commas. Basically what this will do is it will take everything that we've read from my file, and then what it will do is it will split up every piece of information with a comma and then store it as a list over here. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to take each item from the list and assign it. So for the first one, that is a boolean, so we have to type in if clean underscore lines and then square bracket 0 for the first item. So if that first item is equal to true, then we'll do a colon, next line, and if it is equal to true, we want to assign male to true. So let's put player, male, and then is equal to true. Alright, so that should be that done. Now let's go over here and put in male property. Alright, the next one is going to be the oranges, and I can never spell that right. Alright, next line, own oranges is equal to and then clean lines, and then the second item, which is the number 1. Then the last one is going to be the name, so own p name is equal to clean underscore lines, and then the third item. Alright, so that is all of those done. Now we need to put it in here, so save load.load, and then I'm going to minimize both of those. Alright, so hopefully you have got all of that. Now if we press P, hopefully that should work. So let's press L and S to save, and then go over here. There are no problems, so that should work fine. Alright, let's go ahead and change this information. That's going to have to be a number, so let's just make it 11, and the name will change to something random. So let's press P. Look in the top left hand corner, male is false, oranges is 11, and the player name is ASDF. Now I'm going to press L to load the previous settings that we saved, and there we go, everything has changed. So oranges is set to -1, which is strange. So I think the problem for that is we haven't converted it. So let's go over here and type in int for integer, do a round bracket, and do that around the entire oranges section. Alright, so if we have a look at our save file, it's set to true, -1, and Bob. So here we have false, 34, and ASDF. So if I press P and press L, then there we go. It's set to all those different values. Alright, so one more thing I am going to do is in here, we haven't actually set male to false. So let's go over here and put else, and then player male, male is equal to false. Right, so now that should work. If we press P and L, there we go, everything is reset. Cool, so there we go guys, that is how to save and load files in the Blender game engine. If you enjoyed the tutorial, let me know with a like or comment down below. All of that stuff is greatly appreciated. If you have any problems, let me also know with a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll leave a finished.blend down in the description below as well. So either way, hope you enjoyed the tutorial, have an awesome week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.